Hey, what's up? It's JJ, the Lonely Bull in Asia here in Bangkok. Good morning or evening, wherever you're watching from. Thanks for tuning in this morning here in Bangkok. Sunday morning, I got my coffee, so I'm all ready to go. Hopefully, things are going well for you. Hopefully, you all had a good weekend or week, and we're ready to get going. So, it is my birthday. So, this is the birthday edition of Sunday morning coffee with me. So um, I usually don't celebrate my birthdays much, but since it landed on this day on my normal hot live stream day, I figured, what the hell? I'll just tell people it's my birthday. So, and I'm going to have a meetup tonight too. So if you're in the Bangkok area, 5:30 tonight at O'Shea's Irish Pub on the rooftop there. It's on the 5th floor, and it starts at 5:30, and it's in Prompong, in the Prompong district, off the Prompong BTS station, Sukhumvit 33-1 or 33/1. So you're all welcome to come and stop by and say hello. No need to buy me drinks or anything. In fact, I'm going to get the first tower of beer for everybody. So if you get there early, you'll get some free beer. But hopefully things are going well for you guys. Life is good here. The weather has been fantastic. Yesterday was the first day in maybe 2 months that the air quality was really, really good. It was like 30. The air quality was 30, and the PM 2.5 was like 7. It was so good. The sky was blue. I mean, it was fantastic. And last night, a buddy of mine and I went out and had a couple beers, and it was just really nice. It was really hot during the day, but really nice, cool breeze, and just you can breathe. My chest is cleared up. I can breathe out of my nose now. I'm super happy about it now. So if you're worried about Thailand or Bangkok pollution, I think that's in the past now. I think we're pretty much past that, and everything's pretty good now. So yesterday was fantastic. Today's not bad. It's moderate. It's like 60, was it 66 is the AQI, I'm sorry, and 16 is the PM 2.5. So still pretty good. And I think it's going to be, let me check and see what the week's coming up looking like. But I think it's going to be pretty good for the rest of the week, or this week coming up. Yeah, nothing over 80 looks like, or 84, at least in my neighborhood. So depending on which neighborhood you're in, you'll get different readings. So, but in my neighborhood, today 67, tomorrow 77. Tuesday will be the highest at 84. Next Saturday 66. So those are good. Those are good levels. So I'm super excited. Next weekend, I'm going to Hua Hin again. This time, definitely golfing. A buddy of mine and I are going down for a couple of days and do some golfing down there. So I may not have a live stream next Sunday, just depending on when my tee time is. So I will let you know. So that's all pending. Let's see. What's on your guys' mind? Let's get caught up on the chat. Rosie Red says hello. Hello, Rosie. Thanks for coming on board. Elizabeth says hi. Thanks, Elizabeth, for showing up. Hello. And Teresa Miller says, I'm 9 years old, by the way. Oh, okay, Teresa. Well, thanks for stopping by. Man, we got all women so far. Oh, here, John's on. Happy birthday, JJ, from John from DC. John no longer in DC at the moment, though, right? I think John's going to stop by the meetup tonight. He was kind enough to buy me dinner and a couple beers the other night. So that was really nice of him. We went to O'Leary's Irish Pub. Actually, there was a meetup with Bangkok Pat. I don't know if you're familiar with his channel, but he's lived here for a long time, and he knows the history of Bangkok probably better than anybody. And he did a meetup at O'Leary's the other night, and did a presentation. I couldn't stick around for the presentation. I had to get back home, but I got to meet him, and then Patty Doyle was there, so I got to talk to him a little bit. I spoke to him a few days before that, so he and I had a good conversation. So it was nice to see those guys. But thank you, John, for the dinner and the beers the other night. I appreciate that. Rosie Red, LOL, or 555, as they say in Thailand. You're 16. Whoa, what's going on here? So you got Teresa Miller, who's 9, and Rosie Red, who's 16. You're really messing up my demographics here, girls, but that's okay. Thanks for coming on board. I don't know if there's anything, if we're going to talk about anything that's going to be relevant to you or not, because I'm just an old guy, but living in Bangkok, but enjoying life for sure. Probably found those on the short page, I would imagine, on the short feed. That's where they come across. I get a lot of new viewers when I post on the short stream. They tend to find me a little easier, but everything's good. Life is good here. The weather's fantastic. It's my birthday, my 111th birthday, as Bilbo Baggins would say. If you're a Lord of the Rings fan, you know. If you know, you know. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I've watched that trilogy probably 100 times. If I had to count, it was at least 100 times. Probably once a month without fail. At least once a month, I'll go through the trilogy, and then I actually bought the Hobbit trilogy, the extended version, which is better than the original. There's some stuff that they put in the extended version that I thought was pretty neat. So it's a lot better than the first time I watched it. But yeah, Lord of the Rings tops. Let's see what's going on. YouTube channel name is Rosie Red 877. Okay, Rosie. Cool. Might have to check it out. But anyway, so today we're going to talk about, I've got a video. I haven't done it yet, but I've been doing some research and putting together scripts. And the video is basically, it might anger a few people, actually, because it's basically saying or asking the question, are you a simp or a pay pig? And as related to dating in Southeast Asia. So that's kind of the topic. And I won't get into a lot of detail unless you have questions about it. But yeah, it should be an interesting topic. It might ruffle a few feathers because sometimes the truth hurts. And anyway, we'll get to that text, or we'll get to that video probably in the next couple of weeks. I got a video coming out this week. It's on my membership page. And if you want to be a member, it's only 99 cents a month. And you get to see the videos before anybody else. But it's my interview with my Thai language teacher, or former Thai language teacher. She's no longer my teacher anymore. She went off to do different things. What the hell? Let's check her. Okay, Rosie. Anyway, so that video is coming out this week. I believe Friday, maybe next Friday. I'm going to slow down on putting out my videos. I've been trying to do 2 a week, and I'm going to back off. And instead of doing one every 2 or 3 days, I'm probably going to do one every 4 days or something like that. So it'll average about 2 a week, but it'll be a little more spread out. Just the fact that, a couple of things. One is, like, it's so hard to come up with content that people are interested in. And, and the other thing is just a lot of work, even though I don't do a lot of editing. I mean, my editing is minimal. but there's still a lot of content involved. And with my school, now that my classes are Wednesday through Saturday instead of Tuesday through Friday, now it kind of takes up my weekend, because my Saturday morning is my golf buddy morning. I go and hit the golf balls at the driving range with my friends. And that now I've got class that afternoon, so that really fills up my day. And then Sunday, of course, the live stream. So it's really hard to plan any time to do any videos. You know, you got to do the planning stage, you got to do actual videos. If there's B-roll, you got to go out and shoot that. So really, Monday and Tuesday are basically my only day. Sunday evenings probably, but those are basically my only fully free days where I can actually do these things. So so I'm going to slow down a little bit. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, what's on your guys' mind? So the simp versus the pay pig. For those of you that don't know what a simp is or a pay pig, simp is probably a little more common than a pay pig would be. But let me bring up my text, my text that I'm going to do with my video. So a simp, basically, your core motivations are you hope for affection, validation, or a fairy tale relationship through kindness and money. That's what a simp is. And this is referring to dating in Southeast Asia, like Filipinas, Thai girls, whatever the case. A pay pig is somebody that receives gratification specifically from the act of losing money. So those are the type that it's like, oh, I'll send this girl money. I know that I have no chance with her, but it makes me happy. That's what a pay pig is. So you expect nothing but the thrill of being exploited or drained, so to speak. Whereas a simp expects loyalty or love in return for his investment. So it's a little more transactional. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. What are you guys' thoughts on that? If you have any at all, let me know in the chat. Okay, guys, let's be cool with the chats. I look like Bill Gates. Okay, we're gonna do this. I don't think I look like Bill Gates. I don't have the money he's got, and I never flew on any planes other than commercial. But we're not a political platform here. We don't talk about politics here. We just talk about fun stuff. So anyway, this is my birthday, guys. Let's be happy here. Let's enjoy the day. What else is on you guys' mind? We can talk a little bit more about the simps and the pay pigs. We can talk about the interview I had with my language teacher. We can. I don't understand any of the. I think you guys are on the wrong chat. We're going to put you guys in timeout. Okay. Put one more in timeout. It's a nice thing about being in charge. You get the last say. Okay. What else is on your mind? We're just 15 minutes in. I know we're early on, but we can talk about pretty much anything. The weather has been fantastic here. It's hot now. We are in the quote unquote summer. We're at the tail end of high season or tourist season. And I've noticed it. I've noticed it a lot in the just the people, there's just the volume of people walking around along Sukhumvit Road in the touristy areas. It's not nearly as crowded or busy as it has been, say, a month ago. And the trains too. You don't see all the Farang or all the foreign people in the trains they're not packed like they were before. So I've noticed that quite a bit actually. Um, Peanut the Gorilla says, "Love the outfit, man." Oh, thanks, appreciate it. Unfortunately, Earn Lucky Girl is one of the biggest simp magnets out there. Well, I wouldn't say. Okay, so I wouldn't say she's one of them. I mean, yeah, yes, she is. But I would say most uh, Southeast Asian YouTubers, whether it be Filipina, Thai, wherever they're from, are simp magnets. It's just the nature of the beast. Her and I had a funny conversation one time, and she was always, I think I was stopped by her coffee shop when she still had her coffee shop, and she's doing a live stream, and she was getting all these super chats, right? And I said, "Oh man, you make a lot of money on your super chats. That's great." I said, "I wish I could make some money off that," jokingly, right? And she says, "Well, you're not a woman." That's exactly right. If I was a woman, if I was a cute Thai girl or a cute Filipina with a YouTube channel, I'd be getting a lot more money off the simps, because that's what it is. And I don't know if they're simps or the pay pigs, probably a little of both. But I mean, you look across the board. You look at Filipina P. How'd she get started? That's how she started building her quote unquote empire. God, I could probably just off the top of my head name a dozen Filipina Filipina female or Filipina YouTube channels that make the majority of their money not from the ads that play, but from the money that their subscribers send in. So let's see. Mike, Michael. Just double tap the screen with my tip for you. Okay. Did you make it down to Hua Hin for your golf trip? What was the vibe like there? I'm looking at Hua Hin as a potential landing spot for retirement. Okay, so Jasper, the week that my friends came from the Philippines to visit, we went to Hua Hin, but my friend didn't bring his golf clubs this time around, so we ended up not golfing. I'm going this coming weekend, not today, but the next weekend. Another friend of mine that lives here, he and I are going down to Hua Hin to go golfing. We'll probably leave either Saturday or Sunday, and then come back probably Tuesday night or Wednesday before my classes start. So we're going to be there. We'll probably get maybe 2, maybe 3 rounds of golf in. I'll let you know how the golf is there. He's golfed in Hua Hin before, and he says it's great. The vibe in Hua Hin is really laid back. It's not like Pattaya. It's the antithesis of Pattaya. It's a lot older crowd, not as adult focused, adult entertainment focused like Pattaya is, or even Jomtien. But it's nice. I mean, the beach is nice. It's got a decent beach. I did a video from there, so you can look. It's probably 2 weeks old now, but you can check that out. And I actually walked through the beach there, walked along the beach, so you could see how nice the beach was. And it was nice. It was the water was nice and clean, and the sky was blue, so you could see how nice the ocean looked. But yeah, it's a nice area. My favorite spot to hang out in the afternoons is the Standard, which is a really nice a place to stay, really expensive place to stay. But if you go down to the beach, they've got an outdoor pool with an outdoor bar and a DJ that plays. It's a pretty chill atmosphere, and it's right on the beach, right on the ocean too. So you can just go out to the beach if you want, or hang out by the pool or the bar. And it's kind of a neat thing. And they got happy hour, and they've got food that you can get. So it's kind of just a really chill environment. There's some nice bars there. You can find the adult entertainment there. You can go to Wonderland or a couple of other Soes that have that. But but yeah, I mean, for retirement, if you like a nice quiet retirement, Hua Hin is a good choice. It's cheap too, really cheap. You can find some really cheap, inexpensive housing there. Let's see. Ed says, I just moved up north and it's rough. All the cashed up retirees and guys on military disability have raised the bar for some of these local girls. I make a modest salary and I can't compete. Up north where, Ed? Where are you talking about? In Thailand, like in Chiang Mai or Chiang Rai? Where up north are you? Let's see. Jace B fell off. Okay, he says hi. Hey Jace, how you doing? Thanks for coming on board. Yeah, up north of where? I'd like to know where up north is, Ed. Dating here is different than the Philippines. The Philippines, well, when I first moved to the Philippines, it was really easy to date there, but that's even changed a little bit. It's not like it was before. Okay, you're in Chiang Rai. Okay, so there's another one of my subscribers that's up in Chiang Rai as well, but he's got a wife. I think a wife or a longtime girlfriend maybe, so he doesn't have to worry about the dating scene. But so you're saying that that these guys have driven up the prices. So that's the problem when you come over here from the West and you're used to tipping, because in the West now you tip for everything. At minimum 20% or something like that. You have to come in here with a mindset of tipping is not required here, guys. So every time you tip, all you're doing is raising the expectation for everybody else. And what that does is kind of westernize these countries in Southeast Asia to a point where now you're living in Southeast Asia, but it's a Western lifestyle. And you left the West to get away from that, right? So why would you hate living in the West and having to tip a minimum of 20% just for ordering on a kiosk and then come here and tip 20%? It doesn't make any sense. So don't do it. I mean, I'll tip, I'll give somebody like 20 baht or the coins, if there's coins left over from my cash. I'll give those, but I generally don't tip more than 20. Once in a while, I'll give them a 50 baht, but that's like $1.50. That's a lot of money here. It's not like the West, guys. It's completely different. $1.50 isn't like that's not much in the US, right? Here, it's a lot. So if you're tipping 20, 30, 40, 50 baht, 100 baht, you're going way overboard. And what you're doing is basically you're spoiling everything. So just be aware of that. Let's see. Lots of married girls. The adult entertainment areas are dead too. All the professional girls are online. Yeah, I've noticed that. I've been wanting to do a video on that. The online dating has become the new walking street for these freelancers. They don't hang out on the bars anymore. They don't go out on the street anymore to find their customers. They do it on these online dating places. And I've got some perfect red flags for knowing if a profile is a freelancer or not. One of them is if they don't have anything posted in their profile, like what they're looking for, or if the only thing they have posted is their WhatsApp number or their Instagram ID or their Line ID. Pretty much, that what they're looking for is transactional. They're not looking for romance. So that's the number one dead giveaway. Another one is the pictures. If they post a lot of pictures in sexy bikinis or lingerie, that's kind of a dead giveaway. If their pictures are in hotel rooms and each picture is in a different hotel, that's probably a pretty good indicator that they're a freelancer. Those are just some of the red flags. May the Lord bless you and your age and your wisdom. Amen. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. White guy looking to date in BKK, but I'd like to meet a foreigner from Europe or elsewhere. Are there white girls in Asia dating scene? I can't see myself as the family piggy bank late in life. You know what? I mean, I've seen Western women in Bangkok. I don't know that they're in that dating scene or not. I'm not really interested. I'm done with Western women dating. I'm focused on Asia now. That's why I'm here. But yeah, I suppose you could. I tell you what, you see a lot of is African women, and not African American. I'm talking about just African women. That's not from America. That they live in Africa and they're here. So you'll see a lot of them here. But I don't know. I don't know what the dating scene is like as far as Western women. That's a good question, Mike. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I've been here a long time and I'm not really into the nightlife anymore, but it seems like most of these girls are looking for a cash cow and someone to build them a house. That's especially true in the Philippines because the Philippines is such a poor country. Not quite as bad here in Thailand, unless you're really up into the Isan area and deep into the provinces. But most of the girls here in Bangkok are working girls, and I'm not talking about adult industry. I'm talking about professional, career-oriented women who have jobs. They work 6 days a week, and they make their own money. And if you go online on these dating sites, a lot of them will say that. It's like, I don't want your money. I make my own money. So don't ask me how much. One, they're telling you that they're not interested in you for your money. They want somebody for love. Two, they're telling you that they're not freelancing. So, but yeah, I don't think it's quite as prevalent in Bangkok. I think you see a lot of career-oriented women, which makes it that's another difficulty of dating because they're always busy. They're always working because they're always trying to do better. They're always trying to improve their way of life. Let's see, Jasper Frenchy says, I'm planning on coming to Hua Hin on a retirement visa. The steps seem somewhat straightforward, but I'm thinking of just paying a visa agent to make sure things go smoothly. What are your thoughts? Yeah, I think that's probably what I'm going to do once my education visa is over with in a year. I'll probably use an agent just to make sure that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted and all the forms are filled out correctly in the right order. And I've got everything done. It's just, I'm willing to pay that extra money just to make sure that I don't have to start from scratch again if I mess up. So that's my thought on it. But yeah, I think you're on the right track. I think that's probably a good way to go. Everything goes in the USA by why doesn't America allow all that? Yeah, I get it. Everything goes in the USA. Yeah. And I watched a video this morning. It was about Johnny Somali. If you don't know who Johnny Somali is, he's a streamer that got arrested in Korea, not North Korea, South Korea, for breaking a lot of laws there. And he had a closing statement in his court case. And basically he said, first he said, oh, I apologize for this. It was kind of not really an apology. It was more of he didn't apologize or he didn't have any remorse for what he did. It was more he had remorse for getting caught, basically. But his answer was, I did these things because you can do them in the US and I didn't know you couldn't do these things in another country. Well, that's not a reason to do stupid things just because you can get away with it in your home country. So, but yeah, to that point where you say everything goes in the US, but why doesn't America allow all that? Yeah. Kind of similar to that, but yeah, it's really, I'm glad to see that things are getting done. Maybe that pendulum is swinging away from the stupid streamers that go out of their way, like him and Vitali and those kind of people. So John says, good tipping in Thailand, refresher tips. Yeah, absolutely. Foreigners can't own land in Thailand is BS. Where I live, Asians can own anything they want. Yeah, well, yeah, I get it though. I mean, do you want, I mean, look at the US. They've got how much does China own of the US land? It's getting to a point where it's like, oh, now China owns a lot of the farmland, you know? So do you want that? I mean, I don't think Thailand wants that. I know they don't want that. That's why you can't own land in Thailand. Personally, me, I don't care because I have no interest in owning land or property. I'm beyond that point in my life where I don't care that I own anything. I had a house when I was married. Got rid of that. I love renting because if I get bored with where I'm at now, when my lease is up, I can move. You know, I don't have to worry about selling it. The problem is you can buy condos here, but the issue is in the building where your condo is, 49%, only 49% of the ownership of those condos in that building can be foreign. The 51% has to be Thai owned. And if you buy a condo and you want to sell it for a profit, and if the building, if selling that to a foreigner puts that over that 49% mark, you can't sell it to a foreigner. So right there, that decreases your possibility, your pool of possible buyers for your condo. So that to me, plus the fact that you may buy a condo and you may keep your condo up really nice, but you don't know what the building is going to do around it. It could be falling apart. That's more so in the Philippines than even in Thailand, but you just never know. You know, in 5 years, what's the building going to look like? Are the elevators still going to work? Is it going to be infested with cockroaches? You know, your condo may look good and ready to sell, but the building itself may be in disarray. And so that it's basically like buying a house and the neighborhood goes to pieces. So, my opinion. Hey, Dave. Hi, JJ. Good morning. Well, good morning, Dave. Thanks for coming on board. Thanks for being a member, by the way. I appreciate that. If you want to be a member, you get to see my videos before anybody else, and it's only 99 cents a month. But yeah, so now we got 34 on. That's nice. We've already talked about a lot of topics. So talking about buying land in Thailand. You can't do that. And you can do the leases, like the 99-year lease or something along those lines. I don't know the exact details because I never really looked into it because it didn't interest me, but it's kind of the same in the Philippines too. You can buy the property, but you can't own the land that the property sits on. Okay, what else is on your guys' mind? We're just a little over 35 minutes into the show. I'm going to try to go 2 hours today, depending on my voice, because I got that meetup tonight at O'Shea's Irish Pub on 33-1 or 33/1 in Prompong off the BTS, off the Sukhumvit BTS. And that starts at 5:30. It'll be on the rooftop of O'Shea's, which is the 5th floor. So I reserved an area. And I'll probably buy some beer to start everybody off with. So if you get there right at 5:30, you'll probably be able to get in on some beer, some free beer. After that, you're on your own. After that tower is done, I'll buy one tower. After that's done, you guys are on your own. So, but I think we'll have a pretty good crowd. I don't know. I talked to a few people that said they're going to be there. So it should be fun. I enjoy O'Shea's. It's one of my hangouts. That is how Hawaii was. Own home, lease the property for 99 years. I believe that has changed recently. Yeah, because you got people like Oprah and The Rock who own tons of land there, and they're not they're not native Hawaiians, so that rule must have changed. Probably forced by the rich that wanted to own land there. Are prescription meds expensive? Thyroid meds or statin generic? I don't know. I'm not on any prescriptions. I go, if I'm sick, like with my chest problem, I just go into the pharmacy, tell them what my symptoms are, and they give me over the counter stuff, basically. And it's always worked. So, and it's not that expensive. Like I think I got some nasal spray, and that was like 100 baht, which is like under three or like $3, a little over $3. I got some pills for my my mucus congestion because I couldn't sleep at night because it would congest in my chest. I'd start coughing, and I'd wheeze. Every time I breathe, I can hear myself wheezing. I thought I might have COPD. That's how bad I felt. But they gave me these pills to dissolve in water. Or what I did is I got some ginger tea. So I had hot ginger tea and dissolved these, and I drank that twice a day for like 10 days, and it cleared everything up. But that was only like a couple 100 baht, maybe 300 baht at the most. So I don't think prescriptions are that expensive. I mean, it probably depends on the prescription. Some of them might be more expensive than others, obviously, if you can get the generic. Like I bought the generic Zyrtec, the allergy pills. I got a box of 500, and it cost me like, what was it? About $30 more, maybe more than $30. It's about 50 cents a pill, basically. So that was, I thought it was a little expensive because you can go to a Walmart and get the generic brand for, get 300 tablets for like $15 or something like that. So, but yeah, I don't know. I can't tell you about prescription meds. I'm not on any yet. So knock on wood. Just curious, what percentage of your friends are Thai versus Western? Wondering if it's tough to meet Thai friends with the language barrier. Yeah, I think it is, especially guys, like the male Thais. I think they're not as interested maybe in getting to know Westerners. Now there's a Thai guy that's in my golf group that comes on Saturdays and hits at the driving range. His name is First. So, which is another story about where they come up with these nicknames, because everybody has a nickname in Thailand. Their parents give them a nickname. Like my teacher's nickname is different than her real name. So her nickname is Yoke, Y-O-K, Yoke. That's her nickname, but her real name is a longer Thai name, but everybody gets a nickname. So First is a guy that comes to our golf meetup every Saturday. So I haven't really gotten to know him well because he doesn't speak very much English. So it's really hard to communicate. That's another reason I'm taking my Thai language school classes, because I want to be able to communicate better with Thais, and hopefully once I feel comfortable in speaking and understanding Thai better, I can kind of integrate into some of those groups and get to know those people a little better. But you talk to these girls at these bars, not the bar girls, but like the waitresses at the restaurants and the bars, they speak pretty good English. But you're going to find out that a lot of them are from Myanmar. They're not Thai, which I think is interesting, that you'll see a lot of that. A lot of Myanmar girls and guys. Let's see. Chasing Travel says, absolutely, the rich are changing the islands I grew up on. Now everything is shockingly expensive. Yeah, that's sad. And, it's eventually it's going to hit here in Thailand. My friend that was here a couple of weeks ago, he was complaining that the prices were really high. And I told him, he goes, yeah, last time I was in Bangkok, I could get a massage for under 300 baht. And now it's like 400, 450. I go, do you realize we are in high season, right? And this is the height of the tourist season. So prices are going to be higher because of that. Hotel prices are going to be higher. A lot of things are going to be higher. Now that we're at the end of the high season, I think prices are going to drop back down. I was walking by down on 22 last night with my friend, and he pointed out a Thai massage place there. He goes, you can get an hour Thai massage, legit the massage, for 250 baht. It's like, that's fantastic. So, yeah, so prices fluctuate, but yeah, we are in a little bit of an inflationary period here in Thailand, just like everywhere. I will tell you though, and I'm going to do a video on this, there's good news coming for the exchange rate. By the end of this year, the exchange rates are going to be a little better for us than they are right now. So I will tell you that's coming. I will be doing a video on that in the next week. For those who have a problem with the American First policy, Thailand has an even bigger Thailand First policy when it comes to secure borders, no real pathway to citizenship, difficult to own property. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, they're the only country in Asia that's never been, what do they call that? Never been colonized. So they're very proud of that fact too. So yeah, and it's getting harder and harder to come here as a tourist because they're shortening the time periods. They're making it difficult to bounce in and out of the country all the time. How long have you been in Thailand? Why did you move there? Okay, so I've been here a year and 4 months now, and I've been traveling to Thailand since 1922. I am old. 2022. I moved from the U.S. in 2022 to the Philippines, to Metro Manila, and I lived there about 3 years, and then I moved here in October of 2024. I moved here to Thailand, to Bangkok. My first year, I actually lived in Samut Prakan, which is just on the south end of Bangkok, and then this past November, I moved here to where I'm at now, which is on the Prompong Sukhumvit BTS, just off of it, just like an 8-minute walk to the BTS. So yeah, I love Thailand. Every time I leave the country, I miss it. Every time I leave Bangkok, I miss it. I just love everything about Bangkok. I don't know what it is. It's a busy city. It can be a little dirty at times. The pollution can get to you, but there's something about it. It's chaotic, but it's a calm chaos. It's not that stressful chaos that you have in, say, New York City or LA. This is a calm, chaotic scene. City never sleeps. There's always something to do. The food is absolutely off the chart. It's so good. The Thai food, even the Western food or the other Asian food here, you can find. They don't have the franchise restaurants like you'll find in the Philippines, like I mean, they got some of them, but you don't have the Olive Gardens and the Texas Roadhouses and the Chili's and that sort of thing. But you do have some local owned restaurants that do the Western style food, that do European food, Italian. They got some great Italian restaurants around here. Mediterranean. I ate at an Iranian restaurant a while back that was super good. Middle Eastern. Indian. They've got everything here that you could possibly want. The parks are amazing. The street food's amazing. The night markets are amazing. The people are friendly. I've never had an issue with a Thai person here. The only issues I've ever had are with the foreigners. Stupid foreigners. We ruin everything, don't we? With the amount of Thai language you've learned so far, how long of a conversation can you have with an average local? Probably about a hello, how are you? I'm fine. This is what I want to order. Okay. That's about it right now. I can read some Thai. I do pretty good job of reading it and like being able to tell what it says. But my vocabulary is not very in depth. So a lot of it I don't understand. Like I can read a word, but I don't know what it means. So right now we just started level 2. So I can ask where you're from. I can ask what your name is. I can order food or drinks. I can say hello. I can say thank you. I can say, how are you? I can say, Happy New Year or whatever. But as far as the back and forth conversation, I'm not to that point yet. And The problem I have is it takes me a while to process. So if somebody says something in Thai, I have to really think about it and really slow it down in my mind and kind of separate each word. And a lot of times it's like I'll pick up a word that they say. It's like, oh, if they're saying bon, it's like, oh, they're talking about home. So they're probably asking me, where's my home? Or if they say, gin cow or something, it's like, oh, they're talking about eating. So they're probably asking me, have I eaten yet, or what I want to eat. So I'll pick up little words here and there, and that'll help me understand what they're saying. But just having a true conversation flow, I'm not there yet. I'm a ways away from that, unfortunately. I really liked your members only video with your Thai teacher. That was really great. Complete spectrum from teaching classes all the way to dating. Yeah, she was super cool about it because I asked her. We've been talking about doing this for a couple of months when we were still in level 1, and then when she told us she was leaving school, I said, "Do you still want to do the video?" She says, "Yeah." So I said, I'm going to send you a list of questions and you tell me which ones you're comfortable with. You tell me which ones you don't want me to ask you. And the only questions she didn't want me to ask, and it wasn't because they were like controversial or anything, but she just didn't have any experience on it. And that was the dowry questions, because a couple of the questions were about dowries. And dowry is a big thing here in Thailand still, especially up in the province, especially if it's the first time the Thai girl's getting married. They expect a dowry. If they've been married before and they're working in a career, not so much, I guess. But I wanted to ask her some questions, but she said, oh, I really don't know anything about that. So anyway, you guys have to watch it when it goes. You can either be a member or wait till it comes out to the public. So I think it was a good video. She's super sweet. Happy birthday, JJ. Have you met your new teacher that replaces Yoke? Yes. She's been teaching level 2 now for, let's see, we started back up at the end of February. No, the beginning of February 10th. So she's been teaching us for 3 weeks now. And she's nice. She's actually Chinese, but she grew up and lives in Thailand. So she speaks fluent Thai. Her English is pretty good. So she's pretty easy to understand. But now we're at level 2. They don't speak a lot of English in the class. So you got to kind of, like I said, you got to listen really carefully, process it. And usually it's like she doesn't ask me. If she's asking questions to the class, she'll ask each student the question, and then each student will answer. So I'll kind of listen for the response from each student, and then I'll kind of, oh, I know what she's asking now, so I know what my response is. It's kind of cheating, but not. No offense, but you seem to be near the bottom of your class. 5 years. I know of another school that in 6 months can hold a 10-minute conversation with teacher. Well, I don't think I'm in the bottom of the class. I think it's how the classes are taught. So a lot of classes, they only teach speaking. So in 6 months, all they're doing is speaking back and forth. So they're learning phrases and that. I'm learning at the same time I'm learning to speak and understand Thai. I'm also learning how to read and write. So this process is a little longer. We've only been in it for, let me see, I started in, yeah, it's not even 5 months yet. So, so I don't know. So not 5 years. But yeah, no offense taken, but yeah, it's just it's a different curriculum. So I would say that's probably why. In a world of hate and discontent with political division going rampant, Thailand is such a refreshing change with some of the kindest and positive people on the planet. I can see why you come back. Yeah, absolutely, John. I don't even like to talk politics, and I try not to watch it on YouTube or TV. And it's just kind of nice to be here and kind of isolated from all that, from getting away from the reality, I guess. What is the cost of living there? Is that the reason you decided to go to Thailand? Is a lower cost of living? Um, so I moved to the Philippines for a job. I was working at an online university, and they were expanding into the it was an international university. They're expanding into the Asian market, so they hired me to start up the expansion. And when my contract ended after a year being there, I just decided to stay. I was dating a girl at the time, and I just decided I'm just going to retire. I was tired of the rat race. I was trying to find a job where I didn't have to move back to the US. Couldn't really find anything. I had some job offers to go back to the US, but I just got tired of the stress, being stressed out from a day-to-day job. So I put pen to paper and figured out, if I stay in Southeast Asia, I can retire early. So I did, and never looked back, never regretted 1 minute of retiring early. And then I lived in the Philippines in BGC, which is Bonifacio Global City, which is it's kind of a smart city within a city of Taguig in Metro Manila. Very nice, very walkable. A little more expensive there than anywhere else in the Philippines, but still about a third of what I would be paying in the US. But it got too small, and it was too hard just to get around outside of BGC. And I've been traveling to Thailand, and I just really liked it. And so I just decided I'm going to move to Thailand. Cost of living may be a little higher here than in BGC in the Philippines, but you get more for your buck. You get more bang for your buck here. The infrastructure is a lot better. The quality of build in the condos is a lot better. My furnishings a lot better here. Transportation is a lot better here. You got the train system, you got the subway, you've got all kinds of different ways to get around in Bangkok. So it makes Bangkok feel smaller than it actually is because it's so easy to get around. The food's better. I would say the things that are a little more expensive, I think maybe the condo rentals are probably about the same. Food may be a little higher priced here. Beer's a little higher priced here, but you get better choices. In the Philippines, basically you're either drinking San Miguel, Red Horse, or, once in a while you find a Corona that they sell. But really, that's about it. Here, you can pretty much get anything you want. Like, there's 100 Irish pubs within pretty much 30 minutes from where I live. I can get a Guinness or a Kilkenny anytime I want. Or I can get the local beers, or I can get Japanese beer, Sapporo or Asahi, or if I want to get Tiger from Singapore, I can get that, which is probably one of my favorite beers. So not to get hung up on the beer thing, but it's just you get a lot better choices, and there's some craft beers too that are really good here. But yeah, I would say the cost of living might be a little higher overall here than in the Philippines, but still not nearly what it is in the US. So hopefully that answers your question. I pay 25,000 baht a month here, which is about just under $800 a month for my rent. My utilities, my water comes to about 30 baht a month, which is my tap water, for showers and doing my dishes and my laundry. And then my electric bill has been higher here than it was when I was in Samut Prakan. I pay about 2,000 baht a month, which is about $65, $70. So, which is still, when you're talking about the US, that's way under what I would be paying in the US. Pretty much decided to do Ed Visa, thinking Pattaya and a Thai school there because I'm a vet and there is a clinic for service-connected disabilities there. Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, I'm completely happy with my school. And yeah, maybe I'm not learning at a fast pace like some other schools, but I will tell you what this school does that I don't think the other schools do, because I've talked to friends that have been in the other schools. They do all my paperwork for me. So when I first started, they did all the education visa paperwork. They met me at immigration, got me through. I did all that. every time I have to do an extension, every 3 months you do an extension, they have all the paperwork ready for me. So all I have to do is go to my teacher, get my attendance record, go over to administration. They have all the other forms. I just have to sign each page, take it to immigration with obviously my passport, and pay my 1,900 baht for my extension. All the paperwork was done. I didn't have to do any paperwork. When I opened up my bank account, I told my school, I said, hey, I want to open up a bank account and start transferring 65,000 baht every month into it. They go, okay, fine. What day you want to go? And I said, how about Tuesday? And they go, okay. So they did the paperwork for me. They put all the information. All I had to do was show up at the bank with my forms that they did and my passport, and gave the bank my forms, the Siam Commercial Bank or Siam Commercial Bank. They sent the forms into their home office. I came back in 5 business days and they okayed my bank account. I opened up my bank account. Easy peasy, because the school did all the work for me. So when I left the country, you have to get a reentry form. You have to get a reentry stamp so you can get back in and keep your education visa. So I told my school, it's like, hey, I'm going to the Philippines for a week during break. I need to do a reentry. They go, no problem. They did all the form work for me. I think it's a TM8 is the form. They did it all for me. All I had to do was sign it, take it to immigration with my passport. They did all that, 1,000 baht to get my reentry stamp. Easy peasy. So the school has done everything for me. So that's what I really like about this school. Maybe I'm not learning at a fast pace, but I'm okay with that. Anyway, life in America is very stressful. Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're still working. It's gotta be bad. Even if you're retired, you might not be making a lot of money. I would be struggling if I retired in the US with what I'm making with my pension and that. I could do it, but I wouldn't be living a life like this, and I probably wouldn't be real happy. A lot of talk about Sinsat, but I avoided it completely. We eloped 29 years ago, and we are still going strong. A few people were shocked, but nothing they could do. So Sinsat is the dowry, I believe. And Village Frank, thanks for coming on board this morning. So you avoided it completely. So was your wife married before? Is that why you didn't have to do a dowry? Just curious if you want to share that. That'd be fine. Cambodia and Vietnam are the places to visit and live. I don't know. Cambodia seems third world to me. It just seems a little too backward. Vietnam's great. I love Da Nang, Vietnam. I lived there for 3 months and it was beautiful. I love it there. Nothing wrong with Thailand. I think Thailand's fine. On your birthday, I want to remind you that age is just a number, especially after meeting you in person. You look good for your age. Get with the New Zealand fitness girl and you'll be good. Yeah. Yeah. So I met this girl. Well, lady, she's not a girl. She's an adult. I use the term girl. I use guys and girls. I don't know why. It's just a Midwest thing, I guess. Anyway, so I'm walking home from class, I think, walking down 24, and this girl comes out of the Marriott parking area, and we almost bump into each other. And she says hi, I say hi, and we start up a conversation. And her English is perfect. In fact, she's got this really cool accent. And come to find out, she's from New Zealand. She's Thai. She's full Thai, but she grew up in New Zealand all her life. She recently moved back here just a few months ago and started up her own physical training or personal trainer business, working out of the Marriott. So we had coffee one day, and I asked her, I said, hey, can I interview you on my channel? I told her about my channel. And she goes, yeah. I go, I can promote your business for you. I just want to get your perspective on living here in Thailand, being a Thai, but not being not living here for so long. So it'll be a neat one when we figure out when to do the interview, but that's on the books. But yeah, she's super sweet. but I don't see anything going beyond just interviewing. I'm not really interested in. I mean, she's beautiful. I mean, don't get me wrong. She's got a banger body, but of course, she's a personal trainer. But that's about as far as it goes. You're going to Thailand for the women? No, no. I'm going to Thailand for the food, for the non-stress life. Um, if women come around, then so be it. But that's not my number one reason for going there. You are a much taller. You are much taller in person than one would think online. Your height should be a positive, big positive when dating with Asian women. Yeah, I'm about what 6'1", 6 foot, something like that. I think I probably shrunk in my older age, but yeah, I'm not a short guy, that's for sure. Jerry Rounds, if the clinic can do telehealth, thinking of your school, also sounds like you are thinking that same thing I am for after the ad visa. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'll do the retirement visa after my ad visa is over, and I can take. So they have 3 levels. So in about 5 months, it'll be time for level 3. But if I don't feel comfortable going on to level 3, I can take level 2 again if I wanted to. So we'll see how it goes. The next visa, I was going to ask if I could make the deposits while on Ed Visa for Nano. Yeah, that's my plan, Jerry, and I'll let you know if it works. So, so once I opened that bank account, I started transferring 65,000 baht from my U.S. bank to my Thai bank, and I did that through Wise. Now, there's a thing in Wise where it shows the reason for the transfer. From what I understand, what I've read, make sure, and this is a new option for Wise, but make sure the option is for what? How is the wording for like future retirement or something along those lines. Don't do it for like rent, or don't do it for vacation or living expenses. It's something that has to do with future, and I don't know if I can bring it up or not on my phone. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a moment, guys. But yeah, so you want to make sure you you put it for that reason, because from everything I've read, that will suffice as far as when you deposited that 65,000 baht each month for a year. When you go to do your retirement visa, they look at that and say, okay, is that fulfills the requirement of doing the 65,000 baht a month, rather than depositing 800,000 all at once. Because if you read the fine print, it says for a retirement visa, you either deposit 800,000 baht into a Thai bank account, or you show 65,000 baht a month of deposits in your Thai bank account for a minimum of 12 months. So that's the route I'm going. Hopefully it'll work. When I get to that point, when I'm getting ready to do the retirement, I'll let you guys know if it worked. But let me see if I can figure out what that option is, what that says. Stand by. Let's see. Okay. Okay, it doesn't say there. I looked at my transaction, my former transaction. It doesn't say. I can do a video on this if you guys want. I mean, it's not that big a deal. Let's see, send. If I go to send money to me, and we'll just say 65,000 baht. Let's see, continue. Okay, reason. Okay. So it says, please select an option that best describes the reason for your transfer. And the options are personal expenses, sending money home to family, sending money to friends, savings, travel expenses, pay for goods, pay for services, rent or other property expenses, medical, property purchase, education expenses, charitable donations. Don't choose any of those, even though you may be using it for travel, you may be using it for services, for rent, medical, all that. It's the last one. It says funds for long-term stay in Thailand. That's the option you choose. And supposedly that will meet the requirements for the retirement visa. And then your bank should be able to print you out your statements that show you've been doing those deposits for 12 months or more. So anyway, sorry that was long and delayed, and apologize for that, but got the right answer though. First and only marriage for both of us. Okay, we were 23 and 43, but both free thinkers. We also opted not to have kids. Okay, all right. So I guess the dowry thing is kind of it's not necessarily a requirement, or it's kind of an option. It kind of depends on the family, I guess, right? The moon rules. It's Saturday, moron. It's not here. It's Sunday, moron. Since you are living in Thailand, wouldn't it make sense to travel around the country to learn more about the place instead of going back to the Philippines where you no longer live? Yeah, that's my plan now that, with my school and everything, I only get like 3 days off a week. So that's my plan, to travel around the country and check out places I haven't been to. So I want to go up. I want to get up to your area in Chiang Rai. I've never been there. I've been to Chiang Mai. I like to go back there. I've been down to Pattaya and Jomtien. I've been to Hua Hin, but I haven't been to Phuket. I want to go to Phuket. I want to go to Koh Samui and some of those other islands. So yeah, I will definitely travel around Thailand. Thailand is a great place for value versus quality of life. You might find some cheaper countries to live, but they usually do not have a better quality of life than Thailand, which is the sweet spot. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%, John. Immigration wants the deposits to have come from outside Thailand. That WISE option gives you a record of international transfers. Yep, that's right. And my first deposit, I didn't do that. I didn't put that option in because I didn't know until I read somewhere that WISE added that option just for that purpose. So now I'm doing it. So I'll probably have to do 13 or 14 months of deposit before I do my retirement, but that'll be okay. Any experience with medical care there? How does it compare to US? From everything I've heard, and maybe, Marty, you've been here for 8 or 9 years. You might be able to chime in on this question. I have not had any dealings with going to the hospitals or the doctors or anything like that. I've done all my medicine through pharmacies and through a pharmacist, and they've been fantastic, and it's fairly inexpensive. But everything I've heard, Thailand, especially here in Bangkok, the hospitals, whether it's private or public, the healthcare is fantastic here and relatively inexpensive. Now, there are procedures that will cost you a little bit of money or a lot of money, but nothing like it is in the U.S. or other places in the West. So, but if anybody has any personal experience, feel free to add to the chat. So I am understanding correctly, a baht is equivalent to the word dollar. Yeah, that's the currency. BAHT actually is the currency in Thailand. And right now it's about 31 baht to the dollar, to the US dollar. That's the exchange rate, which isn't that great actually. When I first started coming to Thailand, it was probably 35 baht to the dollar. So it was really good. Now it's not so great, but things are changing. By fourth quarter, you'll see a better exchange rate. So I will do a video on that. Jerry Round says, thank you. You're welcome. Medical care is equal to the US and far more accessible. Okay. You want to use the private hospitals. Okay. Why is that, Marty? Just curious. No, thank you. Thank you so much, Chasing Travels. Do you have a YouTube channel? Is that the name of your YouTube channel? I may have to check that out. Okay, we're all caught up with chat, so that's good. Anything else on your guys' mind? I'll wait for Marty to reply about the using the private hospitals. I know they're probably better, better facilities, better faculty, that probably more expensive, but I haven't heard anything bad about the public hospitals. I haven't heard anything really bad about that. So Chasing Travels, yes, that is okay. Great, awesome. Have you been to so Chasing Travels? Tell me what your channel's about. What's your give me that 30-second elevator speech. What your travel is? I assume you travel. Where do you travel? Do you travel over here in Asia at all, or are you thinking about going to Thailand? David V says, "Hey JJ, happy birthday! Just wanted to know your thoughts on living in Thailand versus Da Nang, Vietnam. What was the deciding factor? Appreciate your opinion." Yeah, Da Nang is awesome, but like I said earlier, every time I leave Bangkok, I miss it, and so staying in Da Nang for 3 months at a time, it got to be. Da Nang's great. Don't get me wrong, probably the best beach city I've ever been to. It's just amazing. But it's kind of, even though it's over 1 million population, it feels small. And where I was living in the Antong area, which was great. I mean, there's a lot of really nice coffee shops, cafes, restaurants, bars. That was fine. But it's really transient. And even though Bangkok is fairly transient, I've got friends here that have lived here for a long time, and they don't leave. In Da Nang, it's because there's no retirement there. You can't be a foreigner and retire in Vietnam. So basically, you stay for 90 days, then you have to leave, and then you come back. So a lot of the friends I met, the 3 months I was living in Da Nang, they were there and then they would leave, and I wouldn't see them for 6 more months, and they would come back, or they come back a year later. So it was really transient. It was really hard to get a good circle of friends there. So that's probably the main reason. Everything else is fantastic. Although I do like Thai food better than Vietnam food. I think Vietnam food is a little bland. I'm not a big fan of the banh mi sandwich or the pho. Pho is okay, but I'd rather have some good pad krapao or tom yum goong or something like that. What about health plans there? Well, right now I'm on a travel insurance. So if you go to my my channel, you can find it in the descriptions, and I use Safety Wing, so you can check that out. But there's some, before I get too old, I'll switch from my travel insurance to a regular health insurance plan. My travel insurance, I'm paying about $117 a month, I think it is. And it's basically just for the major medical stuff. The day-to-day, like if I have the flu and I need an antibiotic or something, and I need to go to the doctor or the hospital for anything like that, I'll pay out of pocket because it's not that big a deal. But if it's like a major thing, I'll use my medical insurance for that. But right now, if you're young, and I can't really see your profile picture, but it looks like you're a lot younger than me, so you can probably get insurance pretty cheap, pretty inexpensive. You walk into a medical clinic on Sukhumvit Road in Bangkok and pay 700 baht, $22 for a medical consultation with an English-speaking doctor, Thai or Indian. Usually they have strong meds on site. Yeah, here's one thing I learned in the Philippines. If you go to the hospital, and I've been to St. Luke's Hospital, which is probably the best hospital in the Philippines. If you go there, they write you a prescription. Don't get your prescription filled at the pharmacy in the hospital. They'll charge you double. Go to a pharmacy outside and you'll get a better price. I don't know what it's like here in Thailand, but I know in the Philippines it's like that. So that's a little hack for you guys in the Philippines. For routine care, public may be okay, but I have seen long-term care in some public hospitals and it wasn't pretty. Private will be a more familiar to Westerns. Yeah, probably, and the English probably is better there in private, I would guess. But yeah, those are good points, Marty. It is very new. My travels are domestic right now, asking questions on economic value on other nations due to rising turmoil in America. You're retired. Social Security doesn't go far in America anymore. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So are you living in the U.S. Right now? And Chasing Travels, what is your name? So I put a name to your YouTube channel if you want. You don't need to share if you don't want to, but coffee's so good. I love coffee. It's my one weakness. Well, no, it's not my one weakness. I got a lot of weaknesses. Eating too much good food, that's a big weakness. Drinking really good beer is another weakness, but I try not to overdo that. I try to keep it to 1 day a week. Sometimes it slips over into 2, depending on what my friends are. Hey, you up for a beer tonight? Okay, yeah. So that's why I always say keep your circle of friends small, because then they're not all going out on different nights and then you're ending up drinking every night. So, but okay, let's see. We're about an hour and 18 minutes in already. Time flies. We're up to 41 on board, so that's good. That's could be a record for me. So I appreciate that. And it is my birthday, so I appreciate you all coming on board for my birthday this morning. And it is Sunday morning here in Bangkok, Thailand, and it's another beautiful day. The air quality is good, and the TM or the PM 2.5 is good. Air quality is at 64, which is moderate. 16 is the PM 2.5, which is good. Last night, it was fantastic. The air quality was like 30, and the PM 2.5 was like 7 or something like that. It was so nice just before dark. I mean, I'm walking outside. Well, when I was walking to golf yesterday, or going to golf, the sky was bright blue. I hadn't seen a blue sky in months here, and it just looked so nice. The air felt good. I was breathing. It was fantastic. And last night it was cool. There's a nice breeze. Skies were clear. It was just an amazing day in Bangkok. Loved every minute of it. You can walk into a medical clinic on Sukhumvit in BKK and pay. Oh, I think I already did that one. Sorry. You're 64. Okay. Wow. And you're retired. That's when I retired. Charlene. Well, thanks for coming on board this morning, Charlene. 77 minutes late. Well, you know what? What do they call that? I can't think of the term, but anyway, you're here now, so that's all that matters. We waited for you. We didn't say anything for the first 77 minutes because I knew you were coming, so we waited. But do you want me to repeat everything we talked about earlier? I can do that if you want. We can review. But what else is on your guys' mind? Anything? Forum is open to chat. Anything you guys want to talk about? Happy birthday. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Jerry Round says happy birthday. Thank you so much. Charlene says happy birthday. Thanks, Charlene. Appreciate you. In Vietnam, English usually isn't as prevalent as in Thailand. The Vietnamese are polite, but much more serious than Thais, who are much more friendlier. For some, this tips the scale for Thailand. Yeah, That's another reason. It's harder to talk to people in Vietnam because of the English proficiency. Here in Thailand, especially in Bangkok and especially in the higher tourist areas, um, English is pretty good. You can get by pretty well speaking English. You don't really have that big a problem. Fashionably late. That's the term. You're fashionably late. As far as an initial home base, which is the best location? BGC, Cebu, Da Nang, or Bangkok? I was leaning toward Da Nang due to the overall costs. BGC for proximity to St. Luke's in regard to med condition. For me, I would say Bangkok because you've got two international airports right here, and I'm kind of right in between both of them, so it doesn't matter which one I fly in or out of. I'm still close to home, within 30 minutes from getting 30 or 40 minutes from getting to my home or getting to the airport. BGC, you're and then Bangkok, obviously, you've got all the medical facilities, you got lots of hospitals, so that's not an issue. BGC, you've got St. Luke's there. You're, depending on the traffic in Manila, you're anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour or more away from the airport. And depending on which terminal you're flying out of, because Manila Airport is spread all over the place. So one terminal may be at one location, another terminal may be at another location. So that's kind of a pain in the ass. Cebu's got a nice airport and it's international, but they don't have a lot of direct flights. I don't think as they would like in Manila. They might. I've never flown out of Cebu internationally, so I can't really tell you for sure. Da Nang, same thing. It's an international airport. You can fly cheap from Da Nang to Bangkok. But I would say, personally, Bangkok checks all my boxes as far as a good place to have my home base, because you've got good medical, good food, fairly cheap living. I mean, you can find a lot cheaper than where I'm living now. You can find that in Bangkok. Two international airports, easy transportation options. Yeah, it kind of checks all the boxes. But that's just me. Everybody has a different opinion. Now, it can get kind of nasty. The pollution in late December and January and February can get kind of bad with the burning season. If you can deal with that, like go down south for a few weeks when the pollution is bad here, then you can be okay. But if that's going to be that might be a deal breaker for a lot of people. So I think I found the cheapest apartment on earth. Oh, where? Is it a trailer down by the river? So my first place when I was in Samut Prakan was 12,500 baht a month. So that was under $400 a month. Now I'm paying about double, because at that time I was paying for an apartment in Da Nang too, which was also about $370 a month. So those two combined, now I'm just paying for one place here. And if I wanted to go to Da Nang for 3 months, I can find short-term rentals there really cheap. It's so cheap there. Vietnam is probably, of the three countries I lived in, Philippines, Vietnam, and Thailand, Da Nang, Vietnam is by far the cheapest that I've lived. And it's beautiful there. Let's see, what do we got here? It's not a studio. It's just a hallway with a microwave. But hey, rent is just $50 and a high five. Oh, nice. Hallway with a microwave. Do you sleep standing up? Onion roll. Okay. For single guys, I think Bangkok is the best location for an initial home base. Yeah, I do too. It's good soft landing. Well, I think BGC in the Philippines is a good soft landing. Cebu, probably a decent soft landing. If you're single and you want to date, Philippines is probably the easiest country in Southeast Asia in which to date, because English is spoken pretty broadly there, especially in the cities. The girls tend to date and become girlfriends quicker than they will in Thailand and definitely in Vietnam. So there's obviously there's some positives, but there's some negatives too, dating in the Philippines, because they're so dependent on your income, because most of them don't work or have very low paying jobs. So they're super dependent upon you taking care of them, and in turn taking care of their family, their sick buffalo, all that. Let's see. Thailand, with the Philippines and Malaysia, are soft landing countries. Vietnam is probably one of the hardest landing spots in Southeast Asia, with lack of English and massive chaos in the streets. Yeah, especially if you're talking about Ho Chi Minh City, or Saigon. But Da Nang, it's not chaotic. It's just the only problem is the language barrier. That's the only issue. Okay. Okay, let's see. We're right about an hour and a half. Let's keep going a little while, see if there's anything pertinent that you guys want to talk about. So I got a couple of videos I need to do yet. My interview with my Thai language teachers coming up this week, I think, maybe Friday or Saturday, I think. Let me look to see for sure. I'll tell you when those are going. If you're a member, you've probably already seen them. But if you're not a member, you'll have to wait. So I've got, I've got two. So I went to Pat Pong Market a couple of weekends ago. Pat Pong, if you don't know what Pat Pong is, it's the original red light district of Thailand, of Bangkok. It was where the soldiers, the U.S. soldiers during the Vietnam War, would come for their breaks, for their leave. And so Pat Pong is, I did a video on that. So that's coming up on March 6th, which is Friday. And then my teacher interview, True Confessions from a Thai Language Teacher, is coming up on March. Oh, I'm sorry. That's coming up on March 6th, which is Friday. My Pat Pong Market is coming out tomorrow. So you'll be able to see that tomorrow. So anyway, so that's just, that's my next week. And then I got to do these other videos on good news for travelers to Thailand as far as the exchange rate's concerned. I'm going to do a video on simps versus pay pigs. I'll do a video on that. And those will probably post probably next week sometime on the members site, and then a few weeks or a week after next public. But I heard they're hiring teachers in Thailand for $900 US a month. Okay. I wouldn't doubt it. I'm not interested in working anymore. So, but yeah, I suppose you could. I almost took a job years ago teaching in China. That would have been different. If a guy was to find a girl and eventually get married, are prenups a legitimate option there? I don't know about Thailand, but in the Philippines, it's almost a must. And from everything I've heard, prenups in the Philippines are pretty much ironclad. I would think Thailand probably should do that. For my mind, it's like, if you're going to get married again, and I have no intention, no thoughts about even getting married again. But if I ever did, definitely I would do a prenup. Definitely do a prenup. And it would protect both sides, not just you, but her too. Pat Pong was different back in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, definitely a lot different. Yeah, it's changed. I'm currently in Thailand. I'm going to Nan in a few days. What are your trips for a new Thailand traveler? trips or tips? You going to Non? What's Non? Vietnam? What are you talking about? Nana? I'm not sure what you mean, buddy. Clarify for me. Before St. Patrick's Day, you should do an episode on JJ's top 3 Irish pubs in Bangkok with a bonus of places with special St. Patrick's Day events, live bands, etc. That's a good idea. That's a great idea. I don't know if I can limit it to 3, my top 3. It might have to be a top 10. I've got that many. I gotta write that down. Top 3 Irish pubs. Perfect. Yes, this will be my first St. Patrick's Day in Thailand. I'm super excited. For whatever reason, I was never here during St. Patrick's Day, and now I will be. So I'm really excited about that. It is a city in northern Thailand. Oh, Nan? Okay. I don't know. I don't know anything about Nan, so I can't help you out on that one. Are you flying in? Is it a big enough city that has an airport? Are you flying in? Are you taking a train? How are you getting up there? Nan is great for nature and motorcycle riding. Oh, so take a bike, rent a motorcycle and bike ride up there. Yeah, Village Farang would know. He lives up in that area. Nan, Thailand. Okay. Yeah, I never heard of it, so I don't know anything about it. That's something I need to do, is get out and explore especially northern Thailand, but again, south too, south of Pattaya and south of Hua Hin. There's so much below there. Well, especially south of Pattaya, that goes way down. All I need to get hired as a teacher is native speaking, squeaky clean college degree, a TEFL, teaching experience, and a doctor's note saying I ain't a walking zombie. I've got a TEFL. I've got a 120-hour TEFL certificate, so I could teach. Those never expire. Sapan is a beautiful area in Nan. Okay, cool. I do believe they have an airport, but I'm taking a bus. Okay, buses are nice. They have nice air-conditioned big buses. Nice, lots of room. Nan is beautiful. Has a small airport and car rental. Went there last year. Oh, nice. Awesome. Pattaya was a blast. Yeah. Pattaya was fun. It's fun, but a little Pattaya goes a long, long way, at least for me. Okay, do an episode on JJ's top 10 Irish pubs in Bangkok countdown. Maybe another episode with YouTubers Tyrish about Irishness in Bangkok. I've reached out to him. I think he's still in Ireland. I don't think he's back here yet. I'm not sure when he's coming back. But yeah, I would love to sit down with him, have a couple of Guinness and chat. What's the story? But he's a good guy. Okay, what else, guys? Oh, we're up to 47 on board. That's awesome. It's my best birthday gift. Having you guys on board here. And then tonight at O'Shea's Irish Pub on the rooftop, meet up at 5:30. So if you're in Bangkok, stop by and say hello. We'll be on the rooftop at 5:30 until whenever. I'll buy the first tower of beer. So if you get there right at 5:30, you'll cash in on some free beer. If not, then you're on your own. After that's out, you guys are on your own. Then you can buy me beers, I guess. So let's see. They pay teachers more in Da Nang, but with a lot less hours. Okay. Yeah, I haven't really looked into. I know I have a lot of friends that teach or did teach, but I haven't really looked into what they pay. I know. Let's see. When I was looking back, when was that? Shoot, I can't remember how long ago was that. 2016. The contract I signed with the company, it was a 15-month contract to work in China, and I was going to work out of Shenzhen, China, which is just north of Hong Kong. I can't remember what the pay was back then, but it was pretty good. And they pay you a salary, plus they give you an allowance for food. They pay for your room, your housing, and they pay for your transportation to the school and back. So basically, uh, everything was covered. So it was, which was super nice. Um, and then after I started looking at other countries, it seemed to me that Japan paid pretty well. Thailand was okay. Vietnam was okay. Philippines was not. They didn't pay much at all in the Philippines, from what I remember. But I really didn't get in too deep as far as looking. Let's see. I will see you this afternoon. Okay, Marty. Cool. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you. I haven't seen you for a while. I should definitely see you tonight at O'Shea's for your birthday if you're not too tired of seeing me this week. No, never. Never too tired. Um, I owe you anyway because you bought the beers last time. So if you get there on time so you can get some of the free beer. But yeah, it should be a good time. The rooftop's kind of a neat area up there. And I don't know if they have a live band tonight or not. Let's see, what is it, Sunday night? They may. Uh, there may be a footy match that they're going to show on the big screen up there. So they're big into football here, not American football either. So there may be a match that they're going to show. I can't remember if there's something going on or not. I got an Irish buddy that said he was going to watch a match tonight. So I'm not sure if it's at O'Shea's or somewhere else because I know he likes to hang out at Robin Hood sometimes. I've only been to Robin Hood once. Robin Hood's right on the corner of 33-1, right on Sukhumvit. They got a nice, like a wraparound porch, outdoor porch, so you can sit out and watch people walk by, which is a great pastime here in Bangkok on Sukhumvit Road, watching people walk by because it's quite the parade. Schools in Thailand perform a visa work permit magic trick. So I've heard that they're either changing the ed visa or they're adding an ed visa to like a super visa or a ed visa plus or ed plus visa, where if you've got an education visa, you're allowed to work part-time here in Thailand while you're on that education visa. And after you're done with your education visa, you can stay up to 1 year to look for work here in Thailand. Now, all the details aren't out yet. This isn't finalized. They're just in the talking phase right now. But I don't know if it's going to be just for like university education style visas, like if like you're a college student, you're actually going to classes and that sort of thing, or if it would count for like these Thai language schools or Muay Thai boxing schools, things like that. If that counts, if that's the case, that's kind of a good thing. So, but we'll see. I don't think anything is going to be definite until later this year, maybe June or August. If you made an announcement that Earn Lucky Girl will be at your O'Shea's birthday bash tonight, I'm sure you'd pack the rooftop. I should reach out to her. I don't think she's in town though. I think she's up north. I should reach out to her and see if she's around. That would be funny though. I would be funny as come see Earn Lucky Girl. Pay your 500 baht at the door. I'd make a lot of money. That'd be my birthday money. It'd be like a dowry. But no, I won't do that. That's clickbait. I get accused enough of being clickbaity. What else is on your guys' mind? I will reach out to Earn. I can't remember. She messaged me earlier this week, talking about doing another video together, but I can't remember if she said when she was coming back. Let me see if I can find it. She says, oh, she's in Hong Kong. She's going to Hong Kong until the 10th of March, so she won't be here. So I want to go to Hong Kong. I've never been to Hong Kong, but I really want to go to Shanghai or no, not Shanghai. Yeah, Shanghai, China. I really want to go there. That looks like an incredible city. But we'll see. Sometime next year, maybe. Do a lot of people really watch the sporting games on the rooftop of O'Shea's, or do they do it more on the main ground level? I don't know, John. I've never been up there. The only time I've been up on the rooftop is when they've had live music. So I don't know if they've got I know they've got a big screen up there. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I know they play it downstairs. I know they do that. So not sure though. Couldn't tell you. I'll find out tonight though. Yes, absolutely. Give me a thumbs up, guys. Hit that like button for me, please. That helps with the algorithm. Oh, right. Hey, David, thank you. David V. Thank you for the super chat, the $5 super chat. Appreciate your channel, JJ. Have fun. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. One other ad visa question. Do you think you could use those monthly transfers into a Thai bank to cover monthly expenses? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. From what I understand, as long as it's coming, the transfer is coming from outside the country, outside Thailand, and Marty mentioned this earlier, you can use that 65,000 baht for, like, I use it to pay my rent. I use it to pay my utilities. I use it to pay when I'm out buying groceries or restaurants or at the mall or whatever. Yeah, you can definitely use it for your daily or monthly expenses. That's what it's for. But yeah, as long as you're showing that you're transferring it in and using it locally, I think if you transferred it in and then transferred it back out to your bank out of your country, I think that would null and void it. But why would anybody do that? Because you got fees going in and out. So you're basically losing money on that. So I don't know why anybody would do that in the first place. But yeah, definitely you can use that. As long as you're showing that you're putting that money in and it's being used within Thailand. I think that's all they care about. It's like, oh, you're being part of the community. You know, you're adding value to your living here by spending money in Thailand. That's what they're most concerned about, I think. So let's see. We'll go another 15 minutes and maybe more, depending on what the chat's like. Because right now it's all you guys. I'll just talk to you about what's on your chat, what's on your mind. I haven't eaten yet today, so I got to do that. I got to think about what to have. I've been eating a lot of street food lately, and it's been so good. I went to SW1, I think it's called. It's a little street market, a little night market between Asok and Nana BTSs. And I've been there before, and it's a little high priced. It's real touristy. It's a little high priced. And the first time I was there, the food was just okay. But this last time I went, the food was excellent. It was really, really good. I had a steak, and I had like a chicken kebab with chicken and veggies, and I had a couple other things. But it was really, really good. A little pricey, a little higher price than other places, but it was really good food. And then a couple of weeks ago, I went to Ton Sai Market, which is off the Bering BTS on the Sukhumvit line, which is almost as far south as you can get on the BTS, on the Sukhumvit BTS, and still be in Bangkok, basically. But that was a really neat market, and hardly any foreigners there, almost all locals. I did a video on it, and it didn't get a lot of views. I was kind of surprised, kind of disappointed. So if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. But Ton Sai Market is really neat because it's super cheap. They've got really good food. In fact, I had steak there. I had 100 grams of steak, cooked really well. I mean, not like well done, but cooked perfect and a seasoned perfect. Tasted really good. It was 90 baht for a 100 gram, which is about what, 4 or 5 ounces or 6 ounces or whatever. Anyway, super good, super cheap, 90 baht, which is like under $3. I mean, for a steak. And then I had sausage, I had barbecue chicken, I had all kinds of stuff. And they have live music there. They have two bands, one in the front, and then one little bar area in the back that opens up late, where they get really crazy there. They sing a bunch of Thai songs, and all the people in the bar, they're singing along. All the customers, they're all singing Thai and just having a great time, drinking their Chang beer or whatever, just having fun and dancing and all this. So I got some video of that. That video is old video from like the first time I came to Bangkok, and went to that market. But man, you should check it out. If you haven't checked that video out, it's a pretty neat video. I think it's a nice video. What is the total stay time with an ed visa and looking for a job? So I don't know about the job thing because that's not anything definite yet. But from what I've been reading, they're talking about after you're done with your education visa, you can stay on it for a year while you look for work. That's kind of in the talks. So, but nothing's decided yet. My school it's 14 months total. So I think I can stay on it. I think my last extension will get me to that 12th, 13th, and 14th month, I think. I'm not sure though, but yeah, it's usually about a year, and then you have to apply again if you want to continue. I think you have to apply again. That makes sense. It makes this happen sooner for me. Okay. Right. Yeah. With the monthly transfers. Yeah. I love the breakfast deal at O'Shea's. Not to sound negative, but every time I go to O'Shea's for breakfast, the waitresses aren't very friendly. Very few smiles and some almost passive aggressive. Yeah, I've noticed that too. And I still like O'Shea's. Some of the waitresses are super nice. Some of them, maybe they just don't like Farang. I don't know. I'll tell you the place that the waitresses are super sweet. Two places. One is at, and it's owned by the same people that own O'Shea's. It's PJ O'Brien's up on Ekamai, between Ekamai and Procanong. That's a really nice place, and they've got good food there too. And the waitresses are super nice, but they're all from Myanmar. And another one that's where the waitresses are really nice is right across the street from O'Shea's, which is the Laughing Tiger, which most of the waitresses there are from Myanmar. There's a couple that are Thai, but the majority of them are from Myanmar. But they're super nice and super friendly and always smiling. And their English is really good. Now, the O'Shea's waitresses, their English isn't that great. So that might be part of the reason why they don't seem as friendly. I think that might be it. But what is the best month in Bangkok to get the best condo rental prices outside of the burning season? And what areas in Bangkok do you recommend that is close to an arts district and metro? I don't know about the arts district. Marty can probably answer that. But the best time as far as prices probably would be the hot season we're moving into right now, which would be March, April, May. Those are going to be your real hot season. And then when you get into June, July, August, that's the rainy season, maybe into September a little bit. That's the rainy season. So you're probably going to get better deals in those time frames. If you want a soft landing anywhere along Sukhumvit from Anut down to Nana, or maybe even a little farther, like Chitlom or Plon Chit, those areas are probably going to be a little higher priced. But anywhere between, say, Nana and up to en route, or all points in between. You can probably find a decent area that's walkable. It's got everything you need as far as food, groceries, malls, hospital, restaurants, bars, all that, coffee shops, barbers, whatever you need. You're going to find in most of those areas. So that would be the easiest soft landing in my mind. So 14 months for Ed visa, and then how many more months to look for a job? Well, like I said, it's nothing's been decided yet. Nothing's official, but they're talking about 12 months after your education is over to get 12 months to look for work here in Thailand. But right now, that's just in the talking stage. They're just talking about it. There's been nothing decided. So don't put the cart ahead of the horse. Great information. Thanks. No problem. Appreciate you watching. Let's see, where are we at here? We got about 8 minutes until the top of the hour. So we'll go to the top of the hour and see where we're at as far as people on board and whether we want to keep going or not. I'm not sure what to call an arts district. I think the arts are spread out. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It's probably a lot everywhere. But I mean, when you say arts, I mean, that could, I mean, a lot of things could qualify as art. I mean, if you want to talk about Muay Thai boxing, there's 2 stadiums that you could go. That's an art, There's some really neat areas like Chatuchak where you've got the weekend market where you can purchase art there. I mean, you can go there and find things to hang on your wall or whatever, or statues or whatever. So there's a lot of different things. Like Marty said, it's all kind of spread out. It just kind of depends on what you're looking for. There's like if you like symphony and things like that, there's indoor places to listen to music, like orchestra music, that sort of thing. There's parks have outdoor symphonies at some points during the year. We're kind of beyond that time of year. That was probably earlier, December, January, mostly because the weather's nicer. But yeah, you've got all kinds of options. And, the thing about Bangkok, it's easy to get around with the BTS and the MRT. So you're not just kind of stuck in one little neighborhood. You can really get outside and go anywhere. Are you dating anyone right now? If I was, I wouldn't tell you guys. I've learned, not from personal experience, but I've learned from watching other YouTubers that the worst thing they can do is promote their private life as far as their dating, their girlfriends or their wives, and it just doesn't end well. And so you'll never know if I'm dating. You'll never know who I'm dating. That's just going to be between me and her. So sorry to disappoint anybody, but that's just the way I feel. I just don't feel like they need to be involved in my YouTube part of my life. That part of my life doesn't need to be part of the YouTube life. So I just keep those things separate. I'll share everything else, but not that. Sorry. Let's see. Jeff's dating the Palm sisters. Yeah. One of them's left-handed. One of them's right-handed. Fair enough. Yeah. Rosie Palm and her 5 sisters. That's what I'm. I used to be a performing artist magician. Oh, okay. Appreciate community and creative types. Cool. There's a so the bar that I was telling you about, PJ O'Brien's down in Ekamai in Procanon. They have an open mic comedy night there, and I'm not sure what night it is, but if you're into comedy, if you like stand-up, if you do stand-up, check that out. Also, there's a bar right behind W District, which is also in Prochnow. It's called the Fishbone, and they do live music every night. But I think on Mondays it's open mic. So if you go in, they've got a band that plays. But if you want to bring in your own instrument or use the instruments that are there, you can sit in, play drums, play bass. I've seen a guy do bass there before. If we want to sing, feel free to join the band, whatever the case may be. They've got that there. So there's a couple of places that do kind of things like that, which is kind of cool. So that's a yes. Congratulations. Pamela and Handria. Palmela and Handria, right? How'd you know their names? Is Western fine art appreciated in Thailand? I don't know. I suppose to some extent. But I don't know. To me, it's like I love Asian art. I love, like, my Buddha in the back. I don't know if you can see it, but you can't. But I got a Buddha statue in the back there. I just love that kind of art. It's kind of neat because I never grew up with any of that, so it's all different to me. Let's see. Bangkok Pat did a second event last night at the Upper Deck Sports Bar, an open mic with 4 to 5 other YouTubers. One YouTuber is new here, only since June. Pat is gracious. I'm sure he'd be open to you. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, he seemed really nice when I met him the other night. How is the Thai language education? I heard it is a tough language to learn due to it being a tonal language. Kudos for learning the language and culture. Yeah, it's not easy. And it is the tones, because you've got 44 consonants, but there are different. So you've got a low class of consonants, you've got a medium class of consonants, and you've got a high class of consonants. And each class uses different tones. But one tone symbol may mean a different tone depending on the class. So if you see a tone symbol in medium class, it may be a middle tone, like say ka. But in say a lower class, that tone symbol may be a rising tone, not a middle tone. So it may mean ka, or maybe a lower or a falling tone, ka. So you just have to memorize. There's a lot of memorization, and it can get a little hairy at times. And the problem I'm having, or the problem I was having before, was when I'm trying to speak Thai, and you got to get brave enough to actually practice in public. So when you're speaking Thai, I kind of forget about the tones. So it's hard for a Thai person to understand what I'm saying, because I may not use the right tone, and that might change the meaning of the word. So they have to listen to me a couple of times. And when they kind of get the context of what I'm saying, then they can understand what words I'm trying to say. So I kind of put the emphasis on them to understand me rather than learning the tones a little better. But I'm getting there. It's a slow process, but it's been fun. Let's put it that way. It hasn't been stressful. It's been more fun. Let's see. But tones are only an issue 2% of the time, I heard. No, not really. Tones are an issue 100% of the time, I would say. Because if you like just the word ka, if you use the word ka in 5 different tones, there's ka, which is middle tone. There's ka, which is high tone. There's ka, which is low tone. There's ka, which is falling tone, and then there's ka, which is rising tone. So if you use that, you change the name, you change the meaning of the word depending on the tone. So it's very prevalent all the time. So Yeah. But if you speak like we have in my video interview with my teacher, we talk about it, some of the funnier things she talks about, and one of them is her trying to do those tones, and one of the students in my class was trying to repeat, and he was kind of tone deaf, I could think, because he wasn't hearing what she was saying. So every time he'd repeat, it was always the same. It was always ka 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 ka, which I thought was kind of funny. But anyway, let's see. Right, because of the tone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the tone changes the meaning, and also the vowels change the sound of the consonant too. So you gotta learn those too. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. I appreciate it. Thank you for being on board here this morning. Um, I appreciate you doing that. So yeah, so with the vowels, and we haven't learned everything yet, because I asked my new teacher, a question the other day. It's like, how do you know when these consonants are silent? How do you know which ones are silent, which aren't? Because I'm like reading something, and it's like I see an N or whatever, an N sounding consonant, but when you say it, I don't hear it. And she goes, "You'll learn it later in level two. That'll come up later." So we haven't even got to that point yet. So that'll be a whole another level of trying to learn something. Yes. Hello, Chasing Travels. Check her channel out, guys. Maybe if you get down, if you get over to Southeast Asia on your travels, and you get to Bangkok or wherever, maybe we can collaborate and do a video together. Do you have any good go-to places for date spots in Bangkok? Well, depends on what kind of date you're looking for. I mean, there's so many like rooftop bars, really nice rooftop bars. So if you want to go that route, go on high end route, you can do that. Um, Coffee shops, if you just want to do a quick coffee. Um, Dinners, obviously, you can take her to dinners. Night markets are fun. I don't think you have to spend a lot of money on Thai women. I don't think they're looking for that necessarily. Now, some of them do, um, but I think the majority of them just want to spend time. They're happy with, let's meet for coffee and then go walking through the mall, or walk in the park. Walk through Chatuchak, or walk through Benjakitti Park or something. I think they're happy with that. So yeah, I think you could probably pretty much pick anywhere. Um, just subscribe. Oh, awesome. Good. If you get good enough to speak in sentences, then you can mess up the tone or pronunciation slightly and still be understood. One isolated word is very hard to understand if not correctly pronounced. Right. Yeah. As long as that's like I was saying before, it's like if they understand the context, then the word that you're mispronouncing, as far as the tones, then they can figure it out. And that's usually what happens. It's like if I'm trying to order something and I don't use the tones right, they kind of know like what I'm saying, because you're trying to order a food, so I get it. So thanks for your thank you, kind souls. Yeah, absolutely. How many subscribers do you have right now, Chasing Travels? It'd be, you said you were kind of new, so just wonder how many subscribers you have right now. Let's see. Going back through, make sure I haven't missed anybody. Do you think Thai women are getting westernized by social media? It has such an impact on our society. I think it's getting there, um, but right now it's still not as bad as, say, the Philippines is getting kind of bad as far as being westernized. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things. Maybe in 5 years from now, you're going to find that things are going the way they are going now in the West. That it could spread. But if you're looking to find a girl, now's the time to come before all that changes. But I think also Thailand's different because they've never been colonized, so they don't have that Western mindset to begin with. So they're very traditional, and I think that's going to help. I think that's going to be a good thing. Why is JJ a lonely bull? Having love life trouble? No, no. I took that when I was a kid. My mom used to listen to a band called Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass, and they had a song. You can look it up on YouTube. They had a song called "The Lonely Bull," and I really liked that song. And later on in my life, when I became an adult, I was always kind of a loner. Never stayed in one spot long. Always changed jobs. Always moved all over the country. Lived in 8 different states, and then moved here. So I was always kind of a loner, and never really bothered me to, like, when I moved to Asia. It's like I never thought twice about it. It's like, yeah, I'm just felt like just another move. So I've always been kind of that loner, always that black sheep of the family. And so that's always kind of stuck in the back of my mind. And so when I started this YouTube channel after I retired, I'm trying to think of a name for my channel. And I used JJ because JJ was my radio name when I was in radio. And I thought, I'm kind of a lonely bull, and I really like that song. I wish I could buy the rights to it so I could use it as a theme song. But so that's what I used. So JJ the Lonely Bull, and Asia, obviously. I thought about doing Philippines, but it's like, yeah, you know what? If I move out of the Philippines, I want to be able to, I don't want to have to change my name. So like Geo did. So that's me, JJ the Lonely Bull. Are you going to Soy Cowboy for a birthday? No, probably not. Come on, Mike. I told you, I'm not going to tell you what my personal life is. I haven't looked lately. Yes, very new. I'm actually having spinal surgery, then back on the road. Oh my gosh. Well, good luck with that. I'll send you prayers. There's more subscribers than I do. I love them. Herb Alpert. Yeah, there you go. Now you know the story behind my name. Because he's lonely. Yeah. I think the Buddhist culture helps in relation to the culture staying grounded. I agree with your points you mentioned. Yeah, I think that does help. I think the Buddhist culture is kind of neat. Geo on the Go hinted you are no longer lonely. When did he hint that? I don't. When did he say that? Ace Bachelor JJ is still available. That's all that's available. They got Ace Bachelor Cool, Ace Bachelor Tom, whatever. Have you seen the idiots vloggers over there in the Philippines that are attacking each other? It's like, oh my gosh, it's getting out of hand. There's this one guy, I can't remember his channel name, but he constantly, his whole content is attacking Philly and the Philippines. Now, if you guys are familiar with, I know Ace Bachelor Tom probably knows who I'm talking about. And if Damn Cars is still on, I know you know what I'm talking about. But this guy, I don't know anything about him, but he doesn't have a big channel. I don't think he's monetized yet. But every video is attacking Philly and the Philippines. It's like, why are you letting this guy live rent free in your head. That's why I can't understand that. Now, I don't know much about Philly in the Philippines. I know he used to be in Angeles City and he used to have a very popular channel. And then he moved to a province, and I don't know what's going on with him now, but that's been over a year ago, I think, more than a year ago, probably. But it just seems like it's kind of odd that one guy's channel is specifically aimed at attacking another channel. Just seems kind of odd to me. There's been a couple of them. There's a guy that was, what was his name? Craig, I think it's Craig or Greg, Craig in Cebu, and he got his channel shut down because he was attacking another YouTuber or several YouTubers. A Special Cool had a baby with a bar individual. Did he have the baby, or is she just pregnant? I've heard that. I don't know which one's which. Let's see. Philippines vloggers are some of the worst. I can't stand the grumpy old men vloggers on the Philippines. Yeah, it's like, what is going on with those guys? I don't know. He can get sued for defamation of character. Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure how that works with YouTubers, because I think they can be, and I'm not a lawyer by any means, but I think they can be considered a public figure. So you can say more things and criticize public figures more than a private individual. But if he's being slanderous and libelous, and if Philly can prove it, then yeah, he could definitely get sued or get in trouble, or at the least have his channel taken down. I think they bash others to be seen. I look at it as low self-esteem, attacking others. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. And you're going to find out that, Charlene, that the more popular you become, the more trolls will be coming after you. So you really have to have thick skin when it comes to that. And I'm not even close to the level of some of these other YouTubers out here are. I can only imagine the number of trolls they get attacking them on a daily basis. It's enough for me, but yeah, you just have to get real thick-skinned. Guy's channel name is Not Dead Yet Adventures. That's right, NDYA. Yeah, his name's Jeff too, unfortunately. Hi, Charlene. I remember a song back in the early 80s when I was in radio by a woman named Charlene, and the song was called I've Never Been to Me. Do you remember that? I've Never Been to Me. I was working in, where was I? I was in Ogallala, Nebraska, which is western Nebraska, almost to Colorado, working at a radio station. It was my first full-time job out of college. And my job, I was hired to, here's how great the job was. I was hired to sell, but my territory was North Platte, and the signal, the radio station signal didn't even get to North Platte. I'd never sold before in my life, so I didn't know the first thing about it. There was no training. So I had to sell during the day. I was also supposed to do sports, like during the football and baseball season or basketball, do play-by-play sports. And then I had to do the overnight change. It was all automated. So on these big music tapes, big reel tapes. So I had to change the reels out when they run out, and I'd have to do the weather report. I'd have to update the weather and then record the news and have the news played back. So I'm thinking, okay, so I'm working overnights from like midnight to 6 a.m. Then I'm supposed to sell during the day, and then come football season or whatever, I had to do play-by-play. Actually, I think it was just baseball. So during the summer, I had to do baseball. It's like, when am I going to sleep? So that job lasted literally about 2 months, and I found another job. I actually got a job in Colorado after that. But that song was popular back then. It was called Charlene Never Been to Me. So check it out. Charlene's channel is called Chasing_Travels, at Chasing_Travels. So check her channel out, guys. I'll check it out when I get off. Actually, you know what? I can look it up now, maybe. Hang on just a second. Sorry, guys. I got to type around my microphone. Okay. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, there's a few Chasing Travels. Which one are you? Oh, okay. I see you there. I see you. Oh, you are brand new. We'll probably double your subscribers by the time this live stream is done, guys. I'm going to subscribe and then check your videos out. How many videos do you have posted so far, Charlene? Let's see. Playlist. One video. Okay. That'll be easy. I'll watch one video. Cool. Okay. I just subscribed. So there you go. We're going to double your subscriptions before the end of this video, before the end of this live stream. Oh, you don't have any videos up yet. Okay. Oh, get on it. Get on it, girl. Just hit record. A whooping 0 so far. Well, we're all anxiously awaiting that first drop of your first video. So, so as soon as that happens, make sure you let us know. But and good luck on your surgery. I hope everything turns out okay for you. All right, guys, we've been going about 2 hours and almost 2 hours and 20 minutes. So I think I'm going to call it a day. Appreciate y'all. If you're a member, thank you for being a member. If you want to be a member, it's only 99 cents a month, and you get to see my videos before anybody else does, before they go public. Thanks again to David V for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. And thanks for everybody coming on board. Have yourself a great day and or night, depending on where you're at. If you're in Bangkok, come to my meetup tonight at 5:30 at O'Shea's Irish Pub on Sukhumvit 33/1, right off the Prampong BTS. And I'll see you there on the rooftop, 5th floor, 5:30 tonight until whenever. And as always, live life, my friend. Sabai, sabai, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.